quiet voice of the heart can be compared to a seed falling into the earth. If it is nurtured with love, it can bring forth wonderful fruits. This is what happened with KIRAN. A childhood dream magically turned into an inclusive, wonderful village for children and young people with disabilities and from marginalized backgrounds.
It happened in the year 1958 in St. Gallen, when I was a little girl in school and heard about distant countries where many children are poor and sick and cannot go to school. I ran home and told my mother, when I will be grown up, I will surely go to those children. As the years passed, my resolve did not diminish. Gradually, I realized that my adopted country was India. I found that I had to learn a profession that would be useful there. So I first went to learn English and then completed a 2-year diploma course in general nursing in Switzerland. Since I wanted to give my life to God, I joined the Little Sisters of Jesus, an international religious community. They helped me get a visa for India to care for leprosy patients. The big day came when I landed in Bombay on April 9th, 1972. I was like a fish in water, so happy to have finally reached the place of my childhood dream. The Jesu Ashram, where I now lived for almost 20 years, is very close to the holy river Ganges. I discovered how people express their religious feelings and devotion without any hesitation. This was so very different and new to my Western mentality. I felt that here life is so much penetrated with rituals, religion and spirituality. After a few years, a friend invited me to join a pilgrimage to the source of the Ganges. What an adventure! 10 days on foot with swollen feet. Every step was like fire. But then, diving into the icy cold water gushing from the glacier in Gomukh, it was a magical moment that renewed my soul like never before. From then on, I felt more and more drawn to silence, to meditation. But then life took me in exactly the opposite direction, into a very busy life caring for children with disabilities. Through an encounter with Mrs. Hema, the founder of an organization for children with disabilities, I became aware of the need for service to children with special needs. As if struck by lightning, I realized this will now be my task in Varanasi. In a short time, I found the opportunity to start the KIRAN Society with 5 other young people, with Johnny, Nasima, Nirmal, Kedar and Lallu. We all had no experience, but we were united by the conviction that our enthusiasm and willingness would make the impossible possible. What a great joy it was when on September 15th in 1990, in an old house in Nagwa, we were able to begin this adventure. I said goodbye to my community, which had been like my family for 20 years, because now I wanted to devote all my time and energy to my new family, KIRAN. The assurance for support by several friends from abroad gave us the courage to go forward. Life passed so quickly that we could hardly count the days. The joy of our team and of the children, whose number was growing day by day, was unimaginable. We began to go to the villages where the need for care for these children was even more acute. After 5 years, our group had grown larger, and we longed for a better, more beautiful and healthier place. The wonderful support of many friends from different countries enabled us to purchase a piece of land outside the city. It was a completely empty land right next to the river Ganges. With a lot of enthusiasm, our team members, who in the meantime had become more numerous, started to plant many trees. An architect from Kerala started building small houses in a natural way, with bricks baked in the sun. We were so happy when we could move into our KIRAN village in Madhopur on April 8, 1996. But soon we found out that our mud brick buildings did not really last. Miraculously, I came into contact with a young couple from Ireland who were looking for a volunteer position, Leonie in administration and Dara as an architect. In this way, Providence once again took care of us, and with them our mud block buildings were saved and several new buildings were realized.
From the year 2000, our KIRAN family became bigger and bigger, and the activities of the different services increased. Fortunately, there were no more new polio infections in India, but our attention was now more focused on neurological disabilities. With the great support of Dr. Moreno Toldo, our rehabilitation department became well structured and now extends its services to many faraway villages. Over the years, hundreds of children with cerebral palsy have been brought to us by helpless mothers who could not find good care and therapy for their severely disabled child anywhere else. The great support of our friend and trainer in orthopedics, Hampi Stasny, also contributed to the success of this department for many years. We started regular resident parent training sessions, which are very much appreciated, because here the parents can stay for a time in the healthy environment of the KIRAN village and witness the learning process for their child and then continue it at home. Our KIRAN school has started to educate children from kindergarten to 8th grade in an inclusive facility and even up to 12th grade under the National Institute of Open Schooling for children who cannot be enrolled in regular schools due to their severe disabilities. The Special Education Department began providing individual and group instruction to develop various functional skills for children with severe to moderate cerebral palsy and intellectual disabilities. From the beginning, there were children who wanted to learn a craft. Many different crafts are practiced at our center, such as hand painting on fabrics, making jewelry, carpentry, tailoring, and making jam and pickles from the fruits of our gardens. In the horticulture department, many boys learn how to take care of the land and then have the possibility to apply for a job in the city. Our training center for aspiring special needs teachers was opened in 2010. Over 100 young people have since learned this profession and found employment as remedial pedagogues in other schools. Many of our students have been receiving support for their studies for several years. As a result, they are now employed in different trades, in schools, or even as doctors or engineers. The maintenance of our large, beautiful KIRAN village is the responsibility of our general service team. With their tireless efforts, such as cleaning, transporting the children from the city, and food preparation for all, they make sure that the services for the more than 500 children in this KIRAN village can function well every day.
Remembering how easy the administration was 30 years ago, I am sure that I would never have had the courage to start the KIRAN Center if I had known at that time how challenging the administration of such an organization would be later on. But here we are, the new management team and a staff team of over 150 members, looking to the future with confidence and joyful commitment, determined to overcome all hurdles to serve more and more needy and differently able children in the years to come.
The bakery, with the newly opened KIRAN Joy Cafe and restaurant in the city of Varanasi, is just one of the positive steps forward. There, our former students, who are hearing impaired or otherwise disabled, take care of preparing and serving delicious baked goods and food. Many partners and friends from different countries have greatly supported us through their friendship, finance and guidance, and we are deeply thankful to them. And together with the many volunteers, young persons from these countries who have freely given their time and expertise, KIRAN has become a large international family.
Perhaps you are interested to become part of us? Because we hope so much to enable many more children who need our support to live a life filled with dignity and with joy. A big thank you to you all.